Thank you all for gathering here today for this Diwali festivities organized by the Brahma Kumaris organization. We have some beautiful cultural items. We have some community leaders. We have some religious leaders who all come here to be part of the festivities with all of you. Those of you at the back, are you able to hear me clearly? Can I see hands? Thank you. Thank you. So we would like to begin by calling on Brother Raymond Lal. He is from the Brahma Kumaris. He's been associated with them for more than 45 years and has been serving the Richmond Hill area for 35 years. We would call him to come and welcome all the guests gathered here today.
Om Shanti and Namaste. I think the first order would be to wish each and every one of you a very happy, healthy, prosperous, successful Diwali. Happy Diwali. And now what I'd like to ask you to do is the person sitting next to you, I want you to wish that person next to you Happy Diwali. So now we are one big family now. We of the Brahma Kumaris, we have been serving this community for a very long time. And we thought about celebrating this great festival of Diwali, in this community. Most times we have the celebrations at our place, our headquarters in Harmony House. And the reason we want to celebrate this festival here in this community, because all of these festivals, Diwali, Holi, all of these festivals, our forefathers brought these festivals from India many years ago. And we are able to upkeep the tradition, the practices of these festivals. We celebrate all of these festivals. But what we have found sometimes, the real true meaning of these festivals are not there anymore. We used to take a great joy and happiness in making the diya ourselves and lighting them and rolling the cotton wool. And then if the neighbor have 50 diyas light, we will try to put 100 diyas. And after a while, we get carried away with the symbolic activity of all the festivals. So we would like to explain to you, the main speaker would explain to you, why do we celebrate these festivals, especially the festival of Diwali? Why do we light these diyas? What is the significance of it? So she'll be able to explain to you, our sister, all the meaningful aspect of the celebration. Once again, I welcome you. Enjoy the evening. And I'm sure when you leave here, you'll have a greater understanding of this festival of Diwali. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Brother Raymond. So, along with the fact that Diwali has come here with our forefathers long ago, that's nice to know, right? But what's most important for us to know is how is it relevant to us today? So, through today's program, we will also make sure all of us become aware of why and how it is relevant to us as of today. We'll start with an invocation of Lakshmi.
Jai Jai Lakshmi Mata, Hey Mata, जय जय लक्ष्मी माता हे माता हे माता तू सगले
Thank you, Geeta. Diwali celebration, one of the most important things about that is the invocation of Lakshmi. So what Geeta sang for us right now was the invocation of Goddess Lakshmi. The word Lakshmi comes from the word Lakshan.
which means spiritual virtues, spiritual values. So when we are invoking Goddess Lakshmi, we are invoking the spiritual virtues and the values within us. And that's what brings us prosperity. So that's why the celebration always starts with that invocation. So now we are ready to go on to the next part of the program. I invite Sister Nalini, who will be co-hosting with me today. Sister Sandhya, and yes, my name is Sister Nalini. And now we're going to have our beautiful angels who will perform for us. And they will be delighted to have this dance performed by these two talented 12-year-olds from the Natraj dance group, who are Manju and Rani. Their dance instructor is Davina Singh, who is a choreographer, performing artist. Now please welcome our beautiful performers here. Thank you. Lakshmi Karamastye Saraswati Karamde Sitavandi Radhate Karadashini Radhate Karadashini Radhate Karadashini
Jam jam tananata jam jam tananata kundari kitata kukundari jam jam tananata jam jam tananata kundari kitata kukundari jam jam tananata jam jam tananata kundari kitata kukundari
Thank you, Manju and Rani. The song was an invocation of Lakshmi, Goddess Lakshmi and Goddess Saraswati. This is the first time I'm hearing it together of Lakshmi and Saraswati. And the song, the dance form is Bharatanatyam, which is from the south of India, place called Tamil Nadu, where it is the classical form of dance. Thank you, Manju and Rani. That was a beautiful rendition. Next, we have our singer Geeta Bisram. I didn't introduce her earlier when she was invoking Lakshmi, but let me give you a little introduction. Geeta Bisram is an accomplished singer, humanitarian, and global recording artist. After moving to the United States from Guyana, she continued to share her love of music, forming the Angels Caribbean Band in 1994 with her husband, Vinod Bisram, who's also with us today. Over the years, she has toured the US and beyond, appearing on major stages, including the Bollywood Film and Fashion Awards. With a very special place in her heart for children, Geeta connects deeply with her audience, embodying simplicity, modesty, and charisma in all her endeavors. It is our pleasure to have you here today, Geeta Ben. Thank you, Geeta Ben. How many of you understand Hindi? No one, right? So the song was appropriate for Diwali because it says, the darkness has dispelled and the light has come because the sun of knowledge is rising. Because one of the light is definitely taking us from ignorance into knowledge. How many of you remember your young days in India when we celebrated Diwali as children, especially for me? One of the most important things about Diwali was that it was a holiday. And we had few holidays, not just one holiday for Diwali, right? How many of you know that in New York City, the schools have a holiday for Diwali? How many of you know this? Aha! How many of you know who introduced it? Okay. So we have here today our New York State Assemblywoman, Jennifer Rajkumar. She made Diwali a school holiday in New York City by passing her historic bill. She's the first Hindu elected in New York State and the first Indian woman elected to the New York State. It is our honor to have her here, but she's not able to stay with us throughout the program. So I would like to invite her to address us before she needs to leave to another program. She introduced the holiday, so she has to attend all the Diwali events, right? Thank you. Happy Diwali to all of Richmond Hill, to all of Queens, and to all of New York. Happy Diwali. So allow me to reintroduce myself. I'm State Assemblywoman Jennifer Rajkumar. I'm the first Indian woman ever elected to a New York State office. And I am the first Hindu ever elected to New York State office. And I'm a proud Hindu. But most of all, I am a proud American. And I want to thank the Brahma Kumaris for hosting Diwali here in my district. Everybody loves the Brahma Kumaris and the light and the love that they spread throughout the world. Can you give them a round of applause for everything they do? And this year, I was proud to bring the world a Diwali gift by making Diwali a school holiday in the city of New York. So for the first time in history, all the schools closed on Friday, so the whole city could observe and recognize the Diwali holiday. So we did it. It was a 30-year fight by our community. And when you elect one of your own, she can get the job done. But I stood on all of your shoulders. So everyone, give yourself a round of applause. We did it. We are recognized. And the city is now saying to over 600,000 Hindus, Buddhists, Sikhs, and Jain workers that we see you, and we hear you, and we recognize you. And you have a place in the gorgeous mosaic that is New York City. And I'll never forget, during this legislative session, my mom would call me every single day. And she would say, are you going to get your Diwali bill passed? She said, you better make sure you pass that bill. So when mom tells you, you have to get it done. There's no choice. So thank you, my mom. My mom is the driving force. And also, I want to give a shout out to so many people here that bring the light. Sukhmani Bankar is here. Stand up from the mayor's office. She's the South Asian liaison to the mayor, spreading her light. My good friend Don Palmarayan, community leader. Thank you for being here. And so here we have the Diwali school holiday, okay, which is an achievement that will outlast all of us. It will outlast me for generations to come. Everybody will observe this holiday. Everyone is now following our lead. Pennsylvania, state of Pennsylvania followed our lead, and they just made the Diwali school holiday. So this is going to spread across the country. This is a huge moment for us. And I have to tell you that nobody thought I would be standing here. When I first ran for this office, everyone said, Raj Kumari, you're a nice girl, but you got no shot. But we won, and we won by the largest margin of any challenger in the state, because nothing can stop a determined South Asian woman. Am I right? So the sky is the limit for all of us, but I'm asking all of you to also give me one Diwali gift. And the Diwali gift I want is that you send all of your children to me so that I can make them powerful too, so that I can make them as powerful as they can be. And I hope that my path makes their path easier. So finally, I would like to say on this Diwali that I think of my parents. And my dad always taught me that Lord Ram could not defeat Ravan alone. Ram needed Hanuman, and Ram needed the army of monkeys and bears. Only together could they then defeat Ravan. So my dad would always tell me, you cannot do any great project alone. To succeed, we need each other. So let's all stick together as one unified voice. If we could make Diwali a holiday together, we can do anything. Second, I think of what my dad told me. He said, if you want to succeed, you have to be like Arjuna in the Mahabharata. There were 5 Pandava brothers, and they were all asked to shoot a bird. But only Arjuna could shoot the bird. And when they asked him, how did you do it? He said, it's because I saw only the eye of the bird. So my dad always told me, focus on the eye. If you focus on the eye, anything is possible. So on this Diwali, let's all recommit to turn on the light within ourselves and spread that light within the whole world, and to focus and to follow all of the great teachings of our faith. Thank you so much, and happy Diwali to all. Thank you, Jennifer. And now we will continue our program with our songbird, keeping the theme of the song, the bird there, and that would be Mala Balkaran. Mala is a multi-talented force in the music industry. As the founding general manager and creative director of Indian Light Music, an independent record label, Mala has made significant contribution to the creative landscape. Her passion and innovative vision has helped shape the label and support emerging artists. Please join me in welcome Mala Balkaran. A little bit loud of applause, thank you. I don't need it. Just give it to me, baby. Thank you, Mala Balkaran. It was a beautiful song. It says whether you call him by the name Ram or Rahim, that is the one name that is our support. It was a beautiful song. Thank you. So when it comes to Diwali, we constantly talk about this light and darkness, right? But what is this light? And what is this darkness that hounds us, that we celebrate every year? We want the darkness to go away. And again, the next year, we want the same thing, right? We want the light to come on and the darkness to go away. So what are we talking about? So we have a little skit which tries to show what is this darkness and what is light, make it clear to all of us. So I invite Arvid, Nalini, Indra, and Savi to come and tell us in the form of a skit, what is this light we are talking about and what is this darkness that we want dispelled? Oh, stay right here. Ready? That's where my seat is open. Open. Luna stands alone in the center, visibly weighted down, as though carrying an invisible burden. Behind her, something darker lurks, shadowy, insidious, whispering words that only she can hear. It wraps itself around her, clouding her thoughts and dulling the space around her. The air is thick with sense of despair, and Luna's every moment reflects the heaviness in her heart.
Why does everything seem so heavy? Each day it feels darker, like the last day. I used to feel joy. I used to feel hope. There was light once. Wasn't there? I used to feel so alive. I used to live in hope.
Hope? That was just a trick your mind played on you. You think the world gets better? No, Luna. The world is full of disappointment, and the light that you're looking for, it's long gone.
Maybe you're right.
Exactly. You're smart to see that now. Let go of those silly dreams. Accept the darkness. It's safer here. No more disappointment.
What if I can change it? But what if there is still a way I can change it?
In the depth of Luna's despair, a subtle glow enters from side to side. A soft, warm light gradually grows brighter, casting away some of the darkness. It is a small but undeniable flicker of hope begins to bloom. This is no ordinary light. It's filled with warm, radiating kindness and joy, as though it always meant to find Luna. But the weight of the shadow loosens its grip lightly, though it's still present.
Luna, you're not lost. The light you seek is still within you. Who are you? I'm your light. It's always been there, waiting for you to notice. How can there be light when there is darkness? I'm your joy. I'm your hope. I'm your strength. You've just forgotten me. But I'm always here,
ready to guide you back to yourself.
Don't listen to her. You belong to me. No, you can't escape the darkness. You'll only fall deeper.
Yes, Luna, you can. The light is always within you, even when you can't see it. You must trust in your own strength. Believe in joy. Believe in new beginnings.
I don't know what to believe. I don't know what to believe anymore.
Light's present pushes back against the creeping darkness. Yet, shadow refuses to give up easily. The tension builds, and we feel the looming conflict, the old comfort of darkness battling against the promise of a brighter path. Luna, caught between these opposing forces, struggles to decide which way to go. Her posture shifts, showing the inner turmoil raging inside of her. It's a moment of true struggle. Will Luna continue to sink deeper into Shadow's grasp, or will she find the courage to reach for the light?
Yes, Luna, you can. The light is always within you, even when you can't see it. You must trust in your own strength. Believe in joy and believe in new beginnings.
New beginnings? Ha! You've tried before and you failed. You'll never be free of me.
I don't know what to believe anymore.
Luna, believe in yourself. The power to find joy again lies within you. You must have to reach out for it. You just have to reach out for it.
I'm so powerless. I can't find my way. I will find my joy again.
Luna's inner strength begins to awaken. The place once filled with darkness is now glowing brighter and brighter, as though Luna herself is becoming the source of the light. Shadow recoils, shrinking under the force of this newfound hope. Everyone can feel the shift. Luna is standing taller, stronger, filled with resolve that was buried deep inside of her.
I am not powerless. I can't find my way. I will find my joy again.
No, you need me. You'll never survive without the darkness.
No, Shadow. You don't control me anymore. I don't need you anymore. I choose light and I choose hope.
No!
The transformation is completed. The state of heaven specific. The darkness is gone, replaced by warmth and joy. Luna stands side by side with light, no longer burdened by the shadows of doubt and fear. There is a sense of renewal, of victory, and not just over the darkness, but over her own fear and doubts. As the two stands together, united, everyone can feel the joy, the hope that now fills the space. Luna has not only found her way out of the darkness, but also realized that the light was within her all along. Light smiles warmly standing beside Luna. Continue.
You found your way, Luna. You've always had the strength. The light within you will always guide you forward.
I feel it now. The joy, the hope. It was never gone. I just forget how to look for it.
Luna, every day is a new beginning, a new chance to shine. The light within you will never fade as long as you believe in it.
We all carry this light inside of us. No matter how dark things may seem, there is always hope, always joy waiting to be rediscovered. Every new beginning starts with a single step towards the light.
Everyone has a light when you came in the door. So, this is our little light. And the light will now illuminate. And who knows, please sing along with us. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Arvid, who was the shadow, Nalini, who was the narrator, Indra, who was Luna, and Savi, who was the light. It was a beautiful effort to let us know that this fight between darkness and light, where does it happen? Inside the hall? What did you say? Inside our mind, right? So it was a very beautiful effort. Thank you very much. Now I would like to invite Sister Uma, who's a very senior Raj Yoga meditator and teacher at the Global Harmony House of the Brahma Kumaris in Great Neck. She's been with the Brahma Kumaris for over 40 years. I would like to invite her to shed a little light on what Diwali stands for and how do we understand this light and how do we make this move from darkness into light. Welcome, Uma Ben.
Good evening, everyone. Good afternoon, rather, not evening. And Om Shanti, greetings of peace. Om means I am, and peace means Shanti. I'm very, very fortunate and grateful to Sister Anjani, who is actually the main person of Global Harmony House, Brahma Kumaris in Long Island. We used to come here in Richmond Hill many, many years ago. This is going back to the 90s. And we used to have Diwali programs and variety programs around various different festivals. And I remember the joy of that time. So this morning when I woke up and she told me if I want to come, for a moment I said, well, and then I said, sure, why not? And then these thoughts of my old memories started to trickle in and bringing back the memory. In those days, we were in Elmhurst, very small place called Elmhurst Queen's Center. I don't know, many of you may have visited, or some of you. But then we used to do programs in public places. And we used to do dramas around the Ravan and Rama and Sita and all of those things. And of course, moving forward, we have many centers and retreat places now in New York. And so, but also just to give you a little introduction, many of you have heard the name Brahma Kumaris. Brahma Kumaris is actually beginning to be known in the world. We are currently in about 130 countries. We are well established in 130 countries. And our main purpose, it started in India, Karachi, which was then known in Pakistan, when there was no division between India and Pakistan or Bangladesh or any of those countries. And then it came a time that the supreme light, and I call the supreme light Raj Deep. Deep, as you know, is the flame, the light. And Raj means the superior, the supreme one, Raja of the light. And it takes one light to ignite every light. And so this supreme light, we call it the Supreme Soul, Supreme Father. And he's supreme because he always maintains his light, the power of his light, which is purity, benevolence. And that's why he's known as Sada Shiv. Sada means constantly, forever. Shiv, the benevolent one. And you would see his symbol as a Jyoti Lingam, unlike human being. And that actually is symbol of light in its purest form. And then comes the children, the souls. And so each one of us, we are souls, the light. Call it soul, call it Atma, call it spirit. Some call it energy. Some call it life, because it is a life. Life lies in the soul. And when that light enters the body, it gives life or light to this house, the body. And when the light leaves, there is darkness in the house. There are different ways of seeing it, but to understand that I am that light. And as the beautiful play just happened in front of us just now, that I was looking for the light, but when we talk about light and then we are all surrounded by the darkness, we lose the awareness of who we are, because darkness takes over. And in darkness, we search, but we only search within the darkness. And that's why we could never find the light. And this is why God's presence in our life as light, in the way he ignites us. And so when God descends at a time when there's extreme darkness in the world. And what I mean by that, the world is the world. But if you really look at it from the perspective of how do we view the world today? So on one hand, we can look at the nature, we can look at through science, we can see the progress. But when we look at our own inner thoughts and feelings and our behavior with one another, how do we feel? We feel inside, just that description was here in front. We felt lost, confused, not knowing from right to wrong, and lost whom to believe. All religions are laid out in front of us today. We're not short of religions. So we don't need more religions, but we need to rise above the religion. Because today, in the names of religion, if you really go beyond this little community here, stretch your eyes to the world, there's so many wars going on today. Just for something small. And yet you come back to the reality. What does one want? It's very basic. Doesn't matter who you are, male, female, doesn't matter which religion you are, whether you're young or old or adult. But everyone, very key things, we all want to feel. What's the first thing we want to feel? Any thoughts? For some, it depends on what's going on inside. They may be so peaceless, and so they're looking for peace. Some may be looking for love. Some may be looking for happiness. Some may be looking for, who am I? I've done so much, yet I don't know who I am. One moment I feel this, one moment I feel this. So anyhow, coming to the reality that yes, as a light, we all see the lights around, very beautiful. And we use the earthen lamp to light in the early days. That's what they used to do. But of course now, as time changes, we kind of make it, we've adopted ourselves. And so we light either the candles or the diyas that you all lit it, battery operated, yes. But in early days, the authentic kind of meaning, if you can look at it, the earthen lamp, made from the mud, and then the diya was lit with a lot of either ghee or oil in it. And then the pleasure of kind of decorating the home with that. But the true meaning behind that today, what it stands for me, is that this is the earth. It came from nature. And we all know one fine day it's going to go back to the nature. It's a gift from the nature. And the nature containing the 5 elements, as you all know. And so it goes back to the main elements. But I, the soul, the light, what's so beautiful about it, that I exist forever. Forever. No one can cut me. No one can do anything to me. But yes, they can do something to this physical body. They can hurt this body, but they cannot hurt the soul. And so when we understand that there are two parts, the earth and this body, and within this body is I, this beautiful light. And it's white light. It's sparkling light. But what happens to our diya over time? That when we light initially in the beginning, it's full of oil, right? And the flame, if you look at it, is very straight and beautifully stable. And then as it burns down, gradually the oil gets used up. And then the flame starts to flicker. And sometimes to that point where it even distinguishes. But this light, what happens to us? That we also start with a very beautiful, highest qualities, highest of everything. But the more we come into various lives down, we lose. Just like I see a lot of people with phone. What happens to your phone batteries? Everybody charges, right, before leaving home, 100%. And then during the daytime you use it, what happens to your battery level? And you know you cannot continue, you have to charge it up, right? It's the same thing. We need to charge up our light. And so we need to pour the oil of truth. And we call that the oil of knowledge, the truth. And when we pour that oil as the awareness, the more I become aware of who I really am, that awakening, that awareness, practice of awareness actually keeps drop practice. It keeps awakening and getting this light brighter and brighter and brighter. And then along with that awareness, yes, I am a soul, but what we combine with what we call our innate qualities. So the few qualities which I just mentioned, love, peace, happiness, joy, purity in a sense of very pure. 5 qualities. And that's why you might have noticed when you do arti, right? There's always 5 diyas. Have you ever wondered why 5 diyas? We never do it with one. Because we want to be complete. And so we become aware of each of the 5 qualities. And then we do the arti. And we never knew. We did it externally. But now we can do it. But now with the understanding that yes, the more I become aware of each of these qualities, that I do have it in me, I just need to awaken it. And if I awaken it with the awareness, it's as though I'm pouring the oil. And then gradually the light of the soul will get brighter with these qualities, and it'll shine with these qualities. So it's as simple as that. And so God comes to light a light within all of us, and He comes with a vision, and He comes with a hope. This is why it's called Asha Ka Deepak, Jagane Aaya Hu. I have come to awaken the hope of light, that every soul be awakened. That means every child of mine as a soul gets awakened. And He holds that vision. But He leaves it up to us when we are ready. So every time, however we get closer to that wanting, that desire, I want to know the truth. I want to be able to come back to that truth of light. And when my inner call is calling me, my thoughts inside is telling me, speaking to me, that inner call. And if I really believe in that, and I take a step, I will be guided. And then the awakening. And when the truth comes to me, truth is very simple actually, it's not complicated. And that's why when I touch the truth, then I start walking that path of truth. And through my light, in a way, I could then help others' light be ignited. And that's why I'm sure Sister Gita may sing, I don't know. Jyoti se jyota jagalo. That means from one flame to the next, to the next, to the next. And then we have the entire, everybody's light lit it up. It's a very beautiful song. And so this is my wish actually on a day of Diwali. And to be able to be awakened. And the other aspect of Diwali actually, of course, you all know, we light up our home, we clean up our home, we decorate our home, we buy new things, all of those symbolic. And the wish that we always give to everyone is health, wealth, and happiness or prosperity, right? So this is where looking at the inner prosperity. So when I mention anything can happen to this body, same thing with all the physical attainments. We can put our investment into properties and vehicles and whatever else out there that we feel. But then eventually there's always this fear of getting taken away or lost, or thieves may come or whatever may happen to it. So we're always on the edge with it. But there's never this kind of feeling of completely carefree. And so what happens that when we start working with our inner treasures, which are again going back to the 5 qualities, then when we work with these treasures, then the fullness of this quality that we allow ourselves to reach that. So the 100% of the fullness of that, that's why it's called Sampan and Sampuran. 2 words, complete and perfect. And so Lakshmi stands for this. Lakshmi is actually a queen of heavenly world with such prosperity. And this is why we invoke her once a year, or maybe a few times a year, I don't know. And we invoke her and we do those rituals and we clean up and whatever externally. But just think, we passed few days, it was Diwali, yesterday was New Year, and today is Bhai Dooj, Bhaiya Dooj. Bhaiya Dooj, you know, I wondered, what is Bhaiya Dooj? And Bhaiya Dooj, so just giving you a little significance here, that before Diwali, you know, we clean up because we know Goddess is only going to come when we clean up everything, right? And then we invoke her. But we don't invoke her in a dark house. So we light up the house. We clean up the house, right? And then Lakshmi comes. Here, how do I clean up? We saw the skit. How would darkness go away? Darkness is never going to leave us. It's going to, you know, hold on to us. Because we become so habitual. We don't know any other way to be. You know, we say this is part of nature, this is natural. Yes, it has become very natural to us. But when somebody has never seen what light is and has always been in dark, how would he know what light is? Somebody who is in a kind of jail, who's never seen the sunlight, how would he know what a sunlight is? And so, yes, it's very hard for those who really have lived such a kind of life and have lost complete hope. And this is why it takes one step of courage on our part. And that's why we have a beautiful saying, God helps those who help themselves. God does not help those who do not help themselves. And you may have experienced this in your life, that whenever you are in this kind of whatever experience, and you may call out as much as you want on top of your voice, has help ever come? Be real with yourself. No. But because we don't know how to be at that moment, we're so caught emotionally in that the only way is to cry out the way we could. And this is why Diwali is such a beautiful time, an opportunity at the time of crisis, the darkness, and taking that one step, the willingness to say yes. So open up your hearts if it's really closed. Take that one step of courage and look up. We all do, God. You're up there somewhere. I used to do that when I grew up as a child, because I grew up in a community with variety of religions. And when I used to see how everybody would fight and all that, I said, if God, everybody prays to God, and if God is supposed to be mighty, and then he's supposed to be in everyone, how come we're behaving like this? So where is God in all of that? And then I knew God cannot be in anyone. God has to be somewhere separate. And that's why when I got this knowledge, the light of knowledge, when I received the light of knowledge and then practice, I began to achieve what I call the might of God in my life. And this is why after 40 years, it's like one could give up with the challenges and everything inside the dark forces, but yet holding on to the torch of light and God, the truth, and being in God's company in a very small way, keeping my courage, I allowed God's power and strength to come in. Because as it was rightfully said, we cannot clean ourselves by ourselves. We don't even know where to begin. And so God's light and power, we call that just connecting, tuning in, and then receiving the power. So when you plug in your battery with your charger, what happens? Do you do anything? You just leave it, and the current flows, and the battery just gets charged. So in a similar manner, we plug into God, we call that connection, yoga, and then we are able to receive the power, and we take that strength, the might, to be able to deal with all the variety dark forces that may come up each day, little by little by little. And so this is the kind of gift we would like to share from the Brahma Kumaris. We are here in Long Island, we're here in Richmond Hill, we're in Queens area, we're in Bronx, in Manhattan, wherever you come from, I would suggest take that step of courage and go to the center. Just learn a little basic thing about this light and just simple awareness and give that gift to yourself, and you will see how true darkness starts to go and light starts to come in. And so rejoice in happiness with yourself. And then the inner abundance of health, wealth, and happiness will all return to you fully. And that's where Lakshmi will be happy with you, because she will make you the embodiment of Lakshmi. You know, Lakshmi, as Sister said, Laksh means the aim. I embody the aim. So not just pray, but I take something and I embody it and I become it. So that's what I would share, the gift of true Diwali to all of you. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Maben, for the beautiful message. And she also set us up for the next part of the program, right? One of the most important things about Diwali is the lighting of the diya itself. So I would now like to invite some of our guests up on the stage for the candle lighting ceremony or the diya lighting ceremony, or like Umaben was saying, the battery operated light ceremony. We have some honorable guests here today. Nalini Ben, you want to join me? We have Frank Singh, who's a real estate developer and mortgage broker with a wealth of experience in finance and community leadership. A former US Marine Sergeant, Frank served the country for 12 years in roles including drill instructor and rifle range instructor at OCS in Quantico, Virginia. After his military career, he transitioned to mortgage financing, and he also teaches the New York State continuing education in mortgage financing. I would like to invite Frank Singh up onto the dais.
So we would like to invite Abdul Shafiq, known as Tony, Brother Tony. Tony, the mortgage doctor, as they called him, is a seasoned media professional with over 15 years in television and 25 years in radio. As a founder imam and the president of the Universal Brotherhood Humanitarian Center, Masjid Al-Tafa in Ozone Park, he continues to inspire and lead his community with dedication and vision. Also, our Pandit Balan. Pandit Balan Iyer, born into the Brahmin family in Bangalore, began studying the Vedas at age 7, training at institution established by Adi Shankaracharya. Over 20 years, he mastered all 4 Vedas and became a priest, serving various temples and offering special services. Fluent in Sanskrit, he is also well-versed in Hindi philosophy. Alongside his role as a finance director of the YMCA, Pandit Balan devotes his time to performing pujas and is talented devotional singer and flutist. Please welcome Pandit Balan.
We also have Reverend Romeo Karamchand Dabe. The Reverend is a pastor at St. James, St. Matthew's Lutheran Church in South Ozone Park, New York, and serves as a community minister and chaplain at the JFK Airport through the Christ for the World Chapel. Originally from Guyana, Pastor Dabe is dedicated to celebrating the unique gifts of every individual as a child of God. Welcome, Reverend.
Also, we have here with us Dr. Don Paul Moran. Many of you know him in the community. He is a native of Guyana, a teacher, community leader, and writer. He holds a doctorate from London School of Economics and is dedicated to inspiring youth to pursue their dreams. Dr. Don Paul is also associated with the Sri Trimurti Bhavan, where he supports and promotes cultural and educational values within the community. Please welcome Dr. Don Paul.
We also have with us Honorable Andrea Oakley, who has been serving the Queen's community for more than 25 years and believes public service is one of the most rewarding undertakings. Honorable Andrea Oakley, she is the first Indo-Afro-Guyanese to be elected as a civil court judge. She's the Queen's Civil Court Judge. Welcome, Honorable Andrea Oakley. We also have Sukhnarayan Danpat from the Office of the Mayor of New York City. Welcome. We also have with us Paul King. Welcome. He's a civic leader and business owner from Rockaway Beach. His grandfather was an immigrant from Italy, and Paul knows how the American dream is supposed to work. So he's also determined to make sure we all know and experience the American dream along with him. Thank you. We also invite Sister Anjani, the coordinator of the Brahma Kumaris at the Global Harmony House, to come onto the stage. We will now have the candle diya lighting ceremony. The diya is all behind you, so we may have to ask you to go there, behind the table there. Sister Geeta will sing us a song as we light the lamps. And all of you have your lamps. As it's being lighted on the stage, we would like you to take your diya and light it too. Now we would like to hear a short message from all of our guests.
Good afternoon. My name is Paul King, and as I heard you heard I'm running for Congress, and I want to thank my guests here, my hosts here, and the Bami. Morning, sir. Good morning, thank you. I don't know why I'm so nervous. For the opportunity to speak with you before Diwali, during Diwali, because it's totally appropriate that an election takes place at Diwali. Earlier, we were talking about how people lose joy and hope. You look around the world and you're afraid. Here's a chance to change that, to use our knowledge to move us all to the light. And I won't give you a political speech, but just kind of a moral speech. Things we have in common. So in my book, we talk about, you don't light a candle and then cover it. You hold it up high so the light goes out. Well, this is our chance, sort of like the Statue of Liberty. We need your light. America needs your light right now. If people don't vote, then the darkness wins. If we sit back, then people who are motivated to do bad things take advantage of us. But there are more good people. There are way more good people than bad people or people with bad intent. So if you bring out your light on election day, certainly I hope that you'll vote for me, but I trust you'll do what's right for our families, and that's what's right for America. So please bring out your light of Diwali on Tuesday, and drive our country in the right direction. And thank you for letting me share this important day.
Happy Diwali. I can't hear you. Happy Diwali. We're still celebrating. Sister Angeline, we know each other such a long time. I want to congratulate you for the fantastic work you're doing. Ladies and gentlemen, give her a big hand. And Sister Geeta, as usual, with a wonderful, and her husband, they've been doing such a fantastic job in the community. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul King, I support him wholly. He's a Republican. Please go out and vote across the table for Republican. If you like the way the country is, then vote for Democrat. If you don't like the way the country is, then vote. By virtue, all Indians are Republicans. I'll tell you why. They own a house, they pay taxes, they go to work every day, they send their kids to college. Thank you.
Good evening. Pranam Sitaram. Namaskar, Shashrikar. Shalom, Assalamu Alaikum. Master ceremonies, distinguished community leaders, distinguished religious leaders, respected elders, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are all gathered here this evening from different ancestries, not to rival for power or supremacy, but to humble ourselves among humanity, to express solidarity and to participate and observe this Diwali celebration. You see, Diwali, which also means the festival of light, represent, I would say, light, the victory of light over darkness, the victory of knowledge over ignorance, the victory of everything else, I would say, over everything else. Because I want to use this word to say it is the light that our beautiful speaker said, what she said. The living body is inhabited by an everlasting soul, which is your light, which never dies. So this festival of Diwali is the largest festival in our mother country, India, the largest democracy in the world. And it's being celebrated nationally in a grand scale and in mega style like we are doing here today. You see, Diwali reminds us of when Lord Rama, his wife Sita, it's right, Sita, right? Yes. Sita, Devi, and brother Lakshmana returned from exile after 14 years. And it also reminds us that when they returned, that the villagers lit the diya or the lamp to show them the path, the light. And when we're speaking of deepa or diya, which is lighted, we're talking about an inner light within ourselves that protects ourselves from the spiritual darkness. What Sister says, spiritual darkness. So I would like to make a prayer, as I've been invited to make prayer this afternoon. Oh, Almighty God, Lord of the universe, we thy humble and insignificant servant, we raise our hands and make a petition to thee. We beg you, we beseech you, and we implore you for your mercy, for you're the most merciful of those who show mercy. We thank you, we glorify you, and we praise you for all the boons and the favors you have bestowed upon humanity. Words are merely inadequate to express our thanks and our gratitude for your overwhelming and boundless generosity. Lay not on us a burden greater than we have the strength to bear. Blot out our sins and grant us forgiveness. Arouse us all from our sleep of carelessness and sins, and let the days of our lives be spent in thy worship. Remove all differences and friction with your mercy, and pardon all of our sins with your forgiveness. Turn to us with your mercy, for you're the most merciful of those who show mercy. Bless us with the instrument of your peace, and where there's hatred, let there be love. And where there's despair, let hope prevail. And where there's doubt, let faith reign. And where there's darkness, let there be light. For it is in giving that we receive, and it is in pardoning that we are pardoned. Show us compassion for others by doing a good deed for someone today. on behalf of myself, on behalf of my community, and on behalf of the Universal Brother Humanitarian Center, let me extend to this beautiful, this colorful, and wonderful gathering here this afternoon a wonderful and a blessed Diwali. May God in his infinite mercy, love and kindness and generosity for humanity keep us together and bless us all. Thank you very much.
Can I request for shorter messages because we're running out of time?
Good afternoon, namaste and sitaram. Happy Diwali to each and every one of you. To the Brahma Kumari, thank you for the special invitation to be here this afternoon. I'm going to make it very, very short. My name is Sukrani Banprat, and I'm the South Asian liaison for Mayor Eric Adam. So this afternoon, I'm just bringing greetings on behalf of Mayor Eric Adam. Happy Diwali. Thank you. Namaste, Sitaram, Assalamu alaikum, Sat Shri Akal. Thank you to the Brahma Kumari sisters for inviting me here today. And thank you all for coming to celebrate one of my most favorite holidays of the year. Thank you to my sister Gita. And just in case you don't know, this is really my sister. And that's my brother, Vinod. And we have a very long history together. We're family. And thank you, Gita, for inviting me here today. I have come to other Brahma Kumari events in the past, but again, this is my favorite holiday. I grew up in a two-religion household. My father's Christian, my mother's Hindu. So I had the benefit of all the holidays that most people don't have. And as the sister said, the light within our soul is something that we need to rejuvenate every day. And you go to sleep at night, you wake up the next day as a rejuvenated person. Your character matters. It depends on how you treat people because you get back what you give. And my name is Andrea Ogle. I'm a civil court judge. I serve the people of Queens County. I served before becoming a civil court judge, I served Queens as an attorney for more than 25 years. In fact, there are many people in this room that I've worked with hand in hand, including Gita and her husband, Dr. Dan Paul Narayan, and other people that I won't mention names. So I didn't forget you, but I just don't want to leave anyone out. I'm not campaigning, but just to let you know, I am actually on the ballot on the Democratic side for a civil court judge, Justice of the Civil Court. When I was elected to become a civil court judge, I made history. I became the first Indo-Guyanese person to be elected as a civil court judge. It was such an honor that the president invited me back to Guyana to celebrate. I am going to be elected in the next election, hopefully, and I'm asking for your support, but that's not the reason I'm here today. I want to wish everyone a happy Diwali and God bless.
Happy Diwali, everybody. Pranams to elders and blessings to youngsters. When Sister Nalini and Brother Ray invited me to speak about Diwali, I prepared something after listening to all the speakers and watching the skit, what they did. I don't celebrate no other than all of you are doing it. Instead of talking about the Diwali, how we celebrate, I would want to chant a Shanti part. You know, in this world, we are looking for peace. You know, everybody is ignorant right now. Everybody is egoistic right now. It looks like we need Diwali every day.
शचकं शमयत अन्तरिक्षकं शान्तं तद्वाजुना शान्तं तन्मे शान्तकं शचकं शमयत यौ शान्ता सादित्येन शान्ता सा मे शान्ता शचकं शमयत पृथिवी शान्तिरन्तरिक्षगुं शान्तिर्द्यौ शान्तिर्दिशः शान्तिरवान्तर दिशा शान्तिरग्निः शान्तिर्वायुः शान्तिरादित्यः शान्तिः चन्द्रमा शान्तिर्नक्षत्राणि शान्तिराप शान्तिः ओषधयः शान्तिर्वनस्पतयः शान्तिर्गौ शान्तिरजा शान्तिरश्वः शान्तिः पुरुषः शान्तिः ब्रह्म शान्तिः ब्राह्मणः शान्तिः शान्तिरेव शान्तिः शान्तिर्मे अस्तु शान्तिः तया हुकुं शान्त्या सर्वशान्त्या मह्यं विपते चतुष्पदे च शान्तिं करोमि शान्तिर्मे अस्तु शान्तिः. Please repeat after me. Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat.
Thank you. That was a beautiful shloka. Thank you, mantra.
Happy Diwali, each and every one of you. Respected guests, fellow clergy, it is my pleasure to be here today and to follow in the same note of praying for peace. I want to highlight a few words from someone who was inspired by the engineer of nonviolent protests. Anybody knows who that is? Mahatma Gandhi. Somebody heard my middle name earlier and said Karamchand. Well, that was also his middle name. But I'm going to talk about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. today, because he was also inspired by Mahatma Gandhi. And when he was in prison in Birmingham jail, he wrote a letter to some fellow clergy. And in this is what he shared. The ultimate tragedy is not the oppression and cruelty by the bad people, but the silence over that by the good people. I'm gonna let that sit for a moment. The silence. We know the violence, we know the trauma, we know the cruelty in this world, and the more we keep quiet, the more it's gonna rise up. And I know coming from a South Asian culture, we like to sit quietly, right? Some, most. But I want to challenge you today to let your light be a vision for others. Do not be silent. Shine the light on the evil around you. But most of all, do not be overcome by the evil around you, but overcome evil with good. With these few words, it is my hope and my prayer that you would continue to be a peaceful, shining light in all the world, because it is through those lights and the good works that we glorify God. Amen, and thank you again for being here.
Shanti. I am not a politician and I don't speak for more than 1 minute. 1 minute only. I'm your humble school teacher who's been teaching in New York City for the last 35 years. Teaching your children, teaching the adults in the GED, and I see many of my students or my GED students, the adults who have articulated to college, and that gives me great joy and satisfaction. Our mother, who spoke so beautifully, said that truth is simple. Truth is uncomplicated. So we should take the ideals of truth and let that be our inner light and let that shine, let the truth shine within us. Whether we are a school teacher, whether we are in the pulpit, whether we work in the real estate industry, whether we are a politician, especially politicians.
Let the truth shine in every politician in this country, so that when they walk, they will bring light and the truth, and it is going to be uncomplicated, so we can understand what they're saying. Now, the Brahma Kumari organization has been doing a tremendous job in this city and in over 100 countries. So let's acknowledge them and give them a great round of applause today, please. My association with Brahma Kumari started over 20 years ago, when our only link at that time to this wonderful organization was our brother Raymond Lad. He single-handedly walked in the Indo-Caribbean community and enlightened us about this great organization. And I was invited to the RSMAJ USA over 20 years ago by this beautiful organization to talk a little bit about the Ramayana and the Gita. It was amazing. It was an amazing afternoon, not because of me, but because of the work that they do in spreading the ideals of truth. And then we had the Mahatma Gandhi Peace March on Liberty Avenue. They would be coming there with their banners, and their banners would be reflecting truth, goodness, wisdom, beauty, and those things resonated in the community and beyond. On our television program, we took pleasure in putting them up there so that the world can see what the great work the Brahma Kumari is doing. And this is such a great thing that they have moved today from Harmony House into the confines of Richmond Hill, Little Guyana, to Trinidad and Punjab, and we're all here to celebrate this beautiful occasion of Diwali. So we want to thank the Brahma Kumari organization, and we expect them to do even greater work with our support, everybody's support. We're all in this together, that we could all come here and help to celebrate. In closing, let me thank the Angels Caribbean Band, my sister Geeta, Vinod, Malaji, Mala Balkaran, her husband, Dr. Balkaran, who have been doing tremendous work in the community. And so many great people here. I have my friend Frank here as well in the community, my sister from the mayor's office. And if I keep going on and on, we can be here till afternoon. And Andrea Ogle, a judge. We started an organization over 7 years ago called the Queens Book Fair, in which we promote literacy among young people in Queens. And that organization has grown substantially. Our next meeting is going to be November 9th in the library. We hold our meetings in the library so that you could come and be part of all those things that we do. So once more, whenever the mothers of the Brahma Kumari call you, you have to go. You can't say no. And the mothers call us today, and the greatest shining light call us today. And today we are all here to celebrate this beautiful occasion of Diwali. And if you talk about light, well, last night there was a lot of light in Liberty Avenue. Lefferts Boulevard and the Liberty Avenue subway there, my actually saying the team to promote Diwali, as she's done so many years in the community. So give Lakshmi a big round of applause and her team, please. Every year they do that. And finally, as Jennifer Rajkumar said when she was here, this holiday that we have now for Diwali, which is citywide, I was one of the beneficiaries of that holiday because I didn't go to school that day. And so did many of the teachers and educators in New York. And we spent that day reflecting with the children and the students this beautiful occasion. John Adams High School had a wonderful presentation with the children there from this community of Diwali. And there was a teacher, in fact, there was a student of mine, Nandrani Chan, who passed her GED with me. And she went and opened a kindergarten in Richmond Hill. And she had those young minds learning about Diwali. And at the end of the program, they went and made diyas. Those little hands made diyas. Isn't that beautiful? That is what we need in our community. More and more people to be sensitized about the greatness of our culture. We have a beautiful, great culture. Brahma Kumari, thank you.
Thank you for your 1 minute. I would I would like to invite Sister Anjali to give the final closing message and lead us through a meditation.
Om Shanti. By now, we all know what Om Shanti means, right? Om means I am, and Shanti means let's all be peaceful. You know what is so beautiful about the Brahma Kumaris? We can all be from all different religions, all walks of life, all parties, whether it's Democratic, Republican, or whoever. We can be from wherever we are coming from. But who are we? Who are we? Are we any of all of these? Who are we? We are souls. We are the living lights. And that's what Diwali reminds us of. Diwali reminds us that we are all the living lights who all belong to the one supreme light. The more we remember this, the more we are aware of this, it's a very deep consciousness that gets awakened in us, that connects us to the highest, the supreme light, the supreme soul, who is our parent. You know, think about it. Here is God as my parent, and I look into this room. What would I see? Whose voices would I hear? I would see everyone as divine lights. I would hear the voices of God's children. And what is the need in every soul? The need is to return back to that which we used to be, and that is return back to our peace, return to our love, return to what we used to be when we were with God. We used to be with God. We were with God, and this is why everyone prays to God. Everyone sings praise to God. Everyone remembers this highest being in his highest form. And so let this Diwali be the time that we are returning to our natural nature of being. Let's ask our hearts this evening, what is it that means the most to me? I may have Rolls Royce, or I may have whatever out there, but I'm still looking for something. I'm still looking for something deeper. But the only thing and the problem is we look somewhere else and we can't find that destination because of the darkness. And so let this shift happen internally. And this shift is a shift of one thought. I am pure light. When you lit that light, it's not just a light. We are not seeing just a battery-operated light. I remember the days when I was a little girl and we used to make these diyas with our grandmother. She would make the ghee and she would create the wick, make the wick with her own hands. And we will all help her. And it would be such a beautiful feeling. But the only thing is, we didn't know what we were doing. We were celebrating Diwali. We will make the sweets. We will decorate the place. As someone says, you light 100 diyas, somebody else will light 200 diyas. Well, we used to light about 500-600 diyas. It's the whole area that has to be lit up. But we didn't know that we were lights. And when I am awakened internally as the light, as the soul, what will happen? Everyone will become lit with that light. It's the light of our pure thoughts. It's the light of our pure feelings. It's the light of our good wishes. It's the light that everyone can stand up tall, can stand up to who you are as the light. And so at the Brahma Kumaris, this is what our greatest teachings are. Return back to your true self. Know who you are, know who you belong to. And all the scenes and sceneries of the darkness will not touch you. Why it will not touch you? Because you are the light. This room has light right now, right? Is there any darkness? Darkness will only be where there is no light. And so when I remain ignited in my consciousness and awareness, there will be constant light. And that constant light is, I am light and I have love for every light, no matter what is the connection with the body, in the sense of my caste, creed, religion, sex, nationality, language. It doesn't matter what. Our focus is not on the physical. Our focus is on the light. And so may this Diwali give each one of you the experience that you are the light, the living light that lights forever, and you awaken or rekindle the lights of others. Ignite the lights of others. Be happy, share the joy. And that joy is of your love, your peace, and your happiness. And then that becomes true Diwali. And so let's have a couple of minutes of meditation because I know we have gone over time. I haven't seen my brother Raj, who is the manager around here. Is he here? Raj, thank you very much for having us here. And we're really, really happy to be here in this wonderful space. And so let's have a couple of minutes of meditation. And meditation is just to create beautiful thoughts using the power of your own mind. And create this thought, I am a peaceful being of light. I am the light. And with the knowledge that I am light, I feel my light is ignited. It is just like turning on a switch. It is a switch from a consciousness of the body to the consciousness of being the light. And instead of looking outside, I turn my attention inside. What do I see inside of me? How do I feel? This is my inner world that I live in all the time. May I live in peace. May I live with love. May I live with happiness. Give blessings to yourself so that this light of who you are remains lit, shines brilliantly with the beautiful thoughts that you create for yourself. Any other thought will be thoughts of darkness. And so let me make this determined thought, promising myself that I will be kind and loving to myself on this Diwali, to create only beautiful thoughts and share that with all my brothers and sisters. We are one family. We belong to the one supreme parent. And our parent is the ocean of love. The one who loves each one of us as we are, accepting us as we are. And so I also, as a soul, accept every soul for who they are, for what they are. They are my world family. Loving, peaceful thoughts, reaching everyone, removing their darkness, bringing them into the light. Om Shanti. And thank you very much. And I'm not the one to give the thanks. I think Brother Raymond is coming, but our dances were so beautiful. Our singers are so beautiful. And every one of you are so beautiful. And our speakers were also wonderful. And so, Brother Raymond.
Can I request everyone to set up for the Tolian blessing? As most of you know, we finished the program with Tolian blessing, which is a little sweet and a blessing. So each one of you will come forward, the sisters will share it with you. But before we get there, Brother Raymond, as the host.
Om Shanti. The sister was asking you to take Toli and blessing. Toli is actually the other name for prasad. So what he meant by Toli is actually prasad. And when you're receiving this Toli from the sister who is giving it to you, look at the light in the center of the forehead and have this awareness that you, the light, is receiving this prasad from the sister who is a being of light. Take a prasad in that consciousness. You have heard a lot about this light needed to be ignited, needed to be light. How are we going to do that? It's not just having the consciousness that I'm a light or having that awareness that I'm light. But there's a spiritual technique which we use, which is called Raj Yoga meditation, where you, the light, through the consciousness, through your thoughts, is connecting with that supreme light, who we call God, Bhagwan, Prabhu, many different names, Allah. And that is the only way that we know how to ignite that light within. And this teachings of Raj Yoga meditation, we teach this practice, the spiritual practice, right here in Richmond Hill. We have a sub-center on 101 Avenue. We use the USA Mandir. It's situated at 101 near to 110th Street. And our teaching, listen to this, is free of charge. There's no fees for that. So come and learn how to, and also, if you want to, you can go to our headquarters in Great Neck, Long Island. We have flyers outside there. You can take a flyer when you're leaving, and you have all the necessary information about these practice of Raj Yoga meditation. Don't deny yourself this chance. Now, I think this program here, I find it was very, very moving, very wonderful, very beautiful, very inspiring. I think we invoke the presence of Mahalakshmi here. And I want you to check in your pockets, so check in your pocketbook. I think Mahalakshmi might have thrown a few gold coins in your pockets. So check and see. Which means what I'm saying is that the richness of this light which we talk about, the light within me, which is the soul, which is the Atma, which sits here in the center of the forehead. I want to thank you. You were such a wonderful audience. Give yourself a big hand.
Thank you for coming, and we'll see you again at our next program. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Brother Raymond. Give him a big applause. He's been serving the community here for 35 plus years. So we are setting up Photonian blessing. Just because there is only one aisle, I would request we come row by row so we don't crowd the whole area and then we can't go in or out, right? Just to row by row, and they can leave from here. The door here is open, so you can take your Toli blessing and you can leave from here. It goes back to the same area out there, okay?
Sing Eileen.